Previously on Beyond the Horizon. Day 5 of our trip kicks off with taking things slow and exploring various trail and road systems. While I love a detailed itinerary, there are times that I like to simply see where the day takes us, to find unexpected surprises and the wonders that they bring. It's often these unplanned moments are the ones we remember the most, partly because of no prior set expectations. So far today, we've uncovered numerous camping spots to pin on our maps while still fighting snow at 9,000 feet elevation here for the month of May. What we have found, though, is a difficult choice of which spot we'd like to stay for the evening, though something tells me camp will be well set up before dark this time around. This road keeps delivering. There's so many spots here. It's insane.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It just gets better and better.
Putting them all on the map. I don't know which one we're going to come back to. This is a hard decision. Well, alright guys, so we decided to come back to this spot with this epic view. I'm definitely labeling this one as our epic camp so far for this trip. It comes at the cost of a little bit of wind, but I think that's okay because these views behind me are spectacular of the mountain ranges all around and just still being relatively comfortable as far as temperatures go with the nice breeze. But it is going to be a little windy this evening and hopefully dying down as the evening progresses on. But tell you what, this is awesome. It's kind of funny how we were so exhausted last night trying to find camp that we just settled on the first thing that we could because it was well past midnight, to then not only driving 30 to 45 minutes further down the road, and we have so many more pins on the map system for our campsites that we can come back to now in the future because we were able to explore it in the daylight and actually travel these roads with confidence. So it's really nice. Absolutely love this spot. It's going to be a great evening, but more importantly, I'm so excited that we were here early enough in the day to enjoy it. A lot of these trips, we try and cram so much in the day. We get there well past dinner time, and then we're fighting to make dinner, enjoy sunset, and we're off to bed. So we got here at 2 o'clock. We're enjoying it. The views are amazing, and looking forward to a relaxing evening.
So for our little pre-dinner snack, we have salsa from Trader Joe's, our favorite. A little guac with some diced onion, makeshift guac with some cados. We've got this buffalo chicken salad. It's a bacon ranch salad actually, and we use these buffalo wild chips. And they got a little crunched up, so we just put them in there and mixed them around. And some drinkies.
Nothing quite beats a relaxing day at camp. Between the views, food, and company, what more could you need? I'll ask you guys this. What's your favorite part of getting out on trips? For me, it's all the above, especially when trying to film the adventure. Longer times to be in one spot allow me to enjoy the moment even more versus running around with the camera and sometimes missing those opportunities. All right, well, good morning, everybody. So for today, we're going to be doing the Skyline Drive Trail, which is basically a road that'll connect us from Camp Last Night to south of Provo, where that small city, we're going to be heading north from there. So this will be a fun little off the beaten path road that we'll do to connect us, and should be a good drive overall. The map shows that it's a fun little area to check it out, scenic views and all that good stuff, and maybe we'll find some good future camping opportunities for a return visit. But sun's out, nice and warm. Gonna go ahead and get the Jeep aired down and get started. Now, a lot of folks have their different opinions and tools for airing down tires. The ARB manual one that removes the valve stem is kind of my tried and true. It's a lot slower, you have to go one tire at a time, but it's way more accurate and a lot more control over the pressures that you want to drive on, because the reason why we air down is to help with not only traction, but to create a larger footprint for that and better ride comfort, especially on these bumpy roads. So with that, it'll help with vehicle sympathy and keep all the nuts and bolts from getting loosened out and just beaten to death on these roads. So take the time to do it, it definitely helps, and your vehicle will thank you. So here we go. Heading southwest on the Skyline Drive, our goal was to make it towards US Route 89, which would be our main point of travel for heading back north through Salt Lake City. However, with us still hanging around the 9,000 feet of elevation, snow was still very much a factor for this time of year. With many sections having larger patches of snow on the road, we had to be mindful of each one, knowing our luck could run out at any moment. There you go, that's okay. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yep. You did it. Yep. That's okay. That's okay. Good job. You did it. While doing some snow reconnaissance with the drone, a truck had passed us by heading in the same direction. Seeing that a much larger snowfield awaited us ahead, I was doubtful we were going to make it by being on our own. However, they seemed to be much more certain than we were by pushing on. So eagerly waiting to see if there would be fresh tracks to follow, I observed from the sky. But just as I thought, they were soon stuck and beginning to slide off the road. Having the right recovery gear to offer a helping hand, we soon headed over to see what we could do. The problem here was twofold. We needed to get their truck back on the road from the descending embankment away from the bogging mud that had already consumed the right side. Though without having a winch to get a more direct angle, and also due to the deep snow right behind me, we decided to go with a snatch recovery using the front tow hooks on the Jeep. This would help get the truck's rear tires back on the trail to simply reverse out. Problem number 2 was the small trees and branches directly in the way that would potentially cause body damage if we pulled the truck in a straight line back. So with clearing a few branches and resetting the snatch strap a couple times, we were soon safely back on the road. This would unfortunately mean both of us would need to backtrack all the way from where we started, as no other roads would connect us to our desired destination. Either way, I'm just happy we could at least offer some help and get them safely recovered. Well, that was a fun trail, although we couldn't make it all the way through to get to Provo on the other side. We got about halfway and then the snow coverage was just too much. Even side-by-sides were turning around, but you know, it was good nonetheless because we got to help somebody who was pretty severely stuck. They tried to get through the snow, slid off the bank, and the truck was just buried in between the trees and snow and mud. So put a snatch strap on the front of the Jeep, and with a couple tugs out, they were good to go, and they're all set and on their merry way. But just goes to show in situations like this, even when it's, you know, near 80 degrees outside at 9,000 feet here in Utah, there's still a bunch of snow. So Just always got to carry the recovery gear year round. I know it's a pain. It eats up storage, the valuable space in your vehicle, but in situations like this, whether you need it yourself or others, it pays dividends to really have that available and handy. So we're all aired back up. Quick snack for lunch. Now we're heading north, closer towards Salt Lake to figure out where we'll be for camp tonight.
Yay!
Here we go. After a long day on the trail, decently hungry, and not a clue of where we're camping for tonight, we headed into town to see what we could find for dinner. Now, I'm a big fan of all things whiskey and bourbon, so we decided to treat ourselves to a meal at the High West Saloon in the heart of Park City. It was almost the best of both worlds. Being an avid skier, Utah is high on my list to visit during the winter. So it was all I could do to contain my excitement for the winter season ahead after seeing the chairlift and trail maps, knowing a future visit back here could be on the list, even if my budget only allows for a single day lift ticket. The following morning, we packed up camp and headed out for a restock of groceries and supplies, as this portion of our trip would be our final day in Utah before continuing on towards Nevada. There was one area in particular I wanted to check out before leaving Utah, and that was the Bonneville Salt Flats. As some of you may remember, our trip back here in 2023 left us sitting on the sidelines at the Salt Flats due to heavy rains making the entire area a lake. Though this time around, things were looking much better weather-wise. So Utah has delivered again. We are here at the Bonneville Salt Flats and it's amazing. We're just kind of on the opposite side of the mountain range next to it. I think it's Volcano Peak or something like that. But we're basically just on the other side of that, and I think we found camp for tonight, needless to say. The views are insane. We got here early enough to where we wanted to find camp during the day, go back, explore the Salt Flats during sunset-ish, depending on what that's gonna look like with the cloud coverage, and then return back here knowing at least the general area a little bit better in the daylight. But regardless, this is amazing, awesome last day here in Utah. Well, needless to say, we were so enthralled with this spot that we ended up just staying put and getting camp all set up. Being that the evening hours were setting in and wanting to experience sunset here, we held off on getting out on the Salt Flats until tomorrow morning. So it was out with the chairs, a good meal, and enjoying this stunning view.
What you making?
We got bacon, egg, bagel, sandwiches.
Ooh, yummy.
With the weather still being in favor, we headed to the salt flats to officially check it out. Now this is unlike anything I've experienced before. Being able to drive in the wide open for miles on end is absolutely incredible. Formed by the ancient Lake Bonneville, which before completely drying up, once covered 1/3 of Utah. Today, however, one can experience the near perfectly flat, salt-crusted landscape spanning over 30,000 acres. If speed is your thing, annual events are held here, showcasing racers of all kinds attempting to break the land speed records. For me, I'm more in it for the casual stroll and views, though witnessing that sure would be a sight to see. After a good rinse cleaning off all the salt from the Jeep, we continued on to our first destination in Nevada, Great Basin National Park. Our first stop here was taking a tour to see the Lehman Caves, a large, spectacular cavern located right here in the park. The cave lies 5 miles west of Baker at the base of the eastern slope of Wheeler Peak in the Snake Range. It is made of light gray and white limestone that is honeycombed by tunnels and galleries containing a spectacular array of stalactites, stalagmites, and other cave deposits. The cavern was discovered in the mid-1880s by Ab Lehman, a local prospector and rancher. Lehman Caves, as the cavern came to be known, was established in 1922 as a national monument and was incorporated into Great Basin National Park when the park was established in 1986. Being able to witness these unique formations firsthand simply had me speechless. With any good tour, there will often be snacks and refreshments. So of course, we had to get a soft serve ice cream. I mean, it's for the benefit of the park, right? Soon after, we found ourselves just outside the national park boundary, traveling along BLM land in search of camp. Some of these roads look promising on the map, but you never know what you'll find until you're actually there in person. So in an attempt to find camp tonight on some BLM roads just outside the national park here of Great Basin, we're currently down a road that I don't think a vehicle has been down in a very long time. It's very overgrown, and even near the creek, Baker Creek, it's actually washed out in some sections, or at least heavily eroded. But what's hilarious is right next to this BLM land is private property of a rancher, and these cows are just staring at us like they haven't seen a vehicle drive down this road in a very long time.
They're all stopped.
And they're all stopped at, like, I don't know, like, who are you? Why are you here? So it's actually kind of comical because they're all starting to congregate closer to the car.
I gotta get a video.
We're gonna keep moving and see where we're gonna land for tonight. Well, after an awesome day, or part of the day I should say, exploring the Lehman Cave here at Great Basin National Park, not only did we get to check another national park off our list, but it was awesome to explore a new cave here and at least do a little tour, if you will, to just learn more about it and see the history surrounding it. But with our time here in the remote parts of Nevada, we're spending the night in the national park for tonight, because tomorrow morning early we want to go do at least check out the scenic drive, do a little bit of a hike, and then start working our way north towards the Ruby Mountains. So this is a good little position to do that. Although the BLM land out here is insane, it's massive, there's so much. Honestly, you could spend weeks checking out all these roads. So we're doing the easy route because I'm hungry and this is just convenient. So here we are. But awesome old spot. There's a creek running, you can hear that, so it's going to be fantastic to fall asleep to. But Shelby's got some guac and chips ready, and I'm gonna eat some because I'm starving. Yeah, look at that. Yum. All right, we'll see you guys. That's gonna be it for us here on part 2. Stay tuned for the final episode, as we'll be extending our time here in Great Basin National Park by taking on a stunning hike, working our way towards Oregon, visiting the incredible Alvord Desert, and finding one-of-a-kind spots to call home for the night. That and more awaits us ahead, though as always, I sincerely appreciate your support, and until next time, safe travels.